One of my students had a 2.96 GPA. Another had a 3.02. And a third was an AB student with an F on his transcript. All three got into programs at Columbia, Cornell, and Imperial College London. One of them even walked away with a $70,000 scholarship. Today, I'm gonna walk you through each case, what their profiles look like, what worried us, and what it was that exactly got them over the finish line. So if your GPA is keeping you up at night, stay until the end. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Caitlin, an Oxford MBA and admissions consultant. I specialize exclusively in business-related master's programs. These are three of my real clients. Let's dive in. My first client came from Kazakhstan with a 2.96 out of 4.0 GPA and had majored in economics. On paper, that number raises questions, and he knew it at the time that he was getting his undergraduate degree. So while he was in the junior year of his 4-year degree, he had the opportunity to enroll in a concurrent degree program through the University of London, which he took. And then he focused all of his energy on attaining extremely high grades for the University of London that were also counting for his primary institution's coursework. And he ended with a first-class honors credential for the second bachelor's degree. That credential told admissions committees that when his work was evaluated under a different academic framework, he could perform at the highest level. And that was just the beginning of what made his application remarkable overall. He had spent 3 years working at 2 major management consulting firms in their M&A departments, doing real rigorous deal work. Also, he worked to get his FRM and CFA level 1 so that he could become a university lecturer. So he taught at the local university there in Kazakhstan, which showed admissions committees that he was operating at a level above his peers when most people his age had not received their first promotions. He spoke 4 languages and played 5 musical instruments. He had been a junior world champion for a sport, and woven through his applications was a powerful personal story. His family had experienced extreme financial hardship, and that gave everything else he had accomplished a different kind of weight. It was clear to admissions committees that this was not a student who had coasted. This was a student who faced obstacles head on, overcame them, and then asked for a harder challenge. He was invited to interview with UVA Darden, Duke Fuqua, Columbia Business School, and Cornell Johnson. He was ultimately admitted to Cornell's MBA program with a $70,000 scholarship. The other thing that helped to offset a low GPA for his first bachelor's degree was he spent over a year studying for the GMAT to ultimately achieve a 760. The lesson? Your GPA is one data point in a much larger picture. A concurrent credential showing academic excellence, a high GMAT or GRE score, a professional record that demonstrates the qualities that business schools are looking for can completely reframe the way that a reader responds to your application. My second client came from India with a degree in electrical engineering and a GPA of 3.02 out of 4.0. Not the most conventional path to a competitive master's program, but what happened after college graduation is what this case is really about. He went to work for the central bank, and he didn't just work there, he advanced. He became the manager of the fintech office and was overseeing a team at the intersection of financial regulation and emerging technology. To offset the lower GPA, when we started working together, we first targeted getting a very high GMAT score that was at the class average or above the class averages of all the schools that he wanted to apply to. So he worked for over a year to achieve a very high GMAT score, and while he ended with a respectable score of 700, it wasn't on par with the 730, 740 of the very, very top schools he was targeting. So we decided to focus on other ways to make his application very strong. He focused on his career and getting promoted. He focused on getting his full CFA, which by the time he was going to apply to graduate school, he had. So these things told a story that no GPA could tell. He was someone who had navigated a genuinely complex environment across cultures and in one of the most dynamic financial centers in the world. He spoke 5 languages and 3 of them natively. When admissions readers at Columbia looked at his application, they weren't fixating on the 3.02 out of 4.0 GPA. They were looking at a fintech leadership role, a CFA, a candidate whose entire professional arc pointed toward the policy-relevant work that Columbia SIPA exists to train its students for. So, as you may have guessed, he was admitted to Columbia SIPA's Master of International Affairs. The lesson? A low undergraduate GPA and a seemingly unrelated major can be completely eclipsed by a post-college story that is genuinely compelling. What you've done since graduation often matters more than what you did in the classroom. And when your professional trajectory speaks directly to the mission of the program you're applying to, admissions committees notice. My third client was a finance undergraduate from Europe with a 3.52 GPA, which sounds perfectly respectable until you open his transcript and you see one F among otherwise A's and B's. The F was in a quantitative course. So think about what that looks like to the admissions committees of top finance and business programs. Here's a student applying to study finance and quantitative subjects with a failing grade in a course that touches on analytical and systems thinking. On paper, that's a red flag. Here's what the transcript didn't show. This student had completed internships in private equity, investment banking, and management consulting. He was already studying in the United States. He came from a family that had deep roots in finance, so he understood the industry instinctively, not just academically. He spoke 4 languages, he was well-traveled, and when you would interact with him, what would come through immediately was this unusual combination of intellectual sharpness and emotional maturity that was well beyond his 21 years. And so he performed very well in video interviews and human interviews. We addressed the F directly in his application by not trying to hide it or minimize it, but we explained it, what happened, what he learned, and how it was an outlier and an otherwise very strong professional trajectory. He was admitted to Columbia Business School's MS in Accounting and Fundamental Analysis and Imperial College's Master in Management. The lesson: a single bad grade, even an F, does not define your application, especially when the rest of your profile demonstrates consistent professional capability and self-awareness. Addressing it directly and confidently is almost always better than hoping that the reader won't notice. Own it, explain it, and move on. None of them tried to hide the problem. All of them built something meaningful that gave admissions committees the reason to keep looking. And all 3 of them understood that the goal of the application isn't to be perfect. It's to show them what you have done, what you can do, and the human story behind it all. A GPA is a data point. Your application is a story, and a good story told well can carry a data point that may look questionable on its own. If this video helped you to think differently about your own academic record, please consider subscribing. I publish videos like this regularly, and the best way not to miss them is to hit that button. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.